and it is indeed Tim Ellis who will line up on this reverse grid pole position. Then it's Edward Shelley in that rather smart blue, white and green number 33 car on the front row. Red lights are up and we're about to get underway for the final championship race of the night at Watkins Glen. There's the green flag and Tim Ellis leads the field away. Edward Shelley already coming under pressure from Luca Harrison. He'll have the inside line for turn 1. And he goes through and surely now is going to be mounting the pressure on Tim Ellis for the lead. As Shelley has Power and Henny for close company. Stoner's already fallen down the order a little bit. So there comes Henny trying to make his way past Kyle Power as well, up into 5th place already. Ishmael Basso right up in there as well. He's done really well. But there goes Luca Harrison taking the lead of the race. Slipstreaming past Tim Ellis. And he leads as they emerge out of turn 5. And everybody else is in 3rd place at the moment. It's Power ahead. He's just got past Shelley. Henny trying to follow in his footsteps. He'll have the inside line down towards turn 6. And he gets the move done as well. Is Basso going to be able to follow him through as well? Shelley goes out wide. But I think he's just been able to hang on to that position. As Henny now making a move for 3rd place around the outside of Power down towards turn 7. Look at the lead that Harrison's pulled on Ellis already.
Everybody else has kept it relatively clean. There was one driver who dropped it out the first corner. David Hatton narrowly missed him and is now in 12th place and is actually making a move for 11th up on Greg Lee leader as well.
Oh, Shelley has collected Mulder. He spun out of turn 8 and that's a bit of contact down there. Unfortunate for him, he was running well, and unfortunate for Malden as well, who had a really good grid position. And all to the advantage of David Hatton as he picks up more places. Henny up into 3rd place in the meantime.
Oh, I'll tell you what, that was close for Hatton. I was watching on board for him. He must have had, he needed a new suit of overalls after this because that was very scary. Cars flying through the air at him. And he's actually lining up a move on Matt Trumpets down the start-finish straight.
Henny down the inside of Ellis down into turn 1. Ellis goes out wide. That's 2nd place now for Danny Henny, but with no slipstream in front of him, surely Ellis and Power are going to come charging back through as they rise up the hill, as Luca Harrison has 1.6 seconds over them already. So there goes Ellis, pops out of the slipstream. Power follows him through. Got to be so close together as Ellis was inching towards the outside and Power had to think twice about it. Now looks towards the inside and Henny is going to get swamped either side of him at this rate. Ellis, it looked like he was just going to hang on to it. He's going all the way around the outside, but Henny has been able to repel their advances for now.
I think Kyle thought better of it, and that actually gave Henny the room that he needed to fend off Ellis. So that was interesting defending there from Danny. I thought he was going to lose 2 places. Didn't end up losing any.
Drillsmore and Basso going hammer and tongs right behind them over 5th place. And just 3 seconds behind them is David Hatton. So can he throw his name into the ring? Basso went a little bit wide out on the exit of turn 7. Just cost himself a little bit of momentum against Drillsmore. But it's just up in front of them where our eyes are focused at the moment. Luca Harrison 1.5 seconds clear, and I think Henny is already starting to make quick work of bringing that gap down.
He is, but he's got to break that toe or he's going to have real problems, because the more they're fighting, these guys need to work together to get Harrison back in. Otherwise, they're going to, like I say, just take time off each other. But I don't know if that's in their psyche at the moment. Kyle Power looks like he's going to line up Ellis because he's a little bit closer than Ellis is to Henny. So that could prove interesting coming down into the first corner.
Harrison's had one podium finish at Suzuka so far in the Formula Renault Challenge. Another surprising thing, although this is his first season, such a quick driver, so good in the officials, and I'm sure we're going to see more great results like that out of him next season when we move to Formula 3. Now Ellis and Power just getting a little bit held up there by the back marker that came out of the pits, and he crucially got out just in front of it, but maybe actually Ellis had a bit of a slipstream. He's dropped back again. He's 8/10 behind. Got to be careful. He's about to fall out of that slipstream window, and going to allow Henny to just try and close in on Harrison.
Yeah, they gave Danny Henny the breathing space that he needed. He's now nearly a second ahead. That was Andrew Sexton who came out of the pit lane. Just minding his own business though. He didn't get in the way. It was just unfortunate timing.
Hatton That's half the gap to Basso already. He's about a second behind. Although I think with a car in between them.
Coming a little bit further back, Trumpets in 11th is really having a good fight with Colin Ward for 10th. He's gone to the outside, trying to switch round him in that lovely gold livery against the Rothmans Williams that Colin Ward is driving. And actually John Cox has just lunged up the inside of Trumpets, doesn't quite make contact, but it was very, very close there, Chris.
The whole train of cars battling for position at the moment. It's a great sight. The leaders come across the line to start lap 4, and Henny has definitely taken a chunk out of Harrison's lead that time. It's now 3/4 of a second. He was 7/10 quicker on the last lap alone. I don't think it's going to come down to the final lap this time. It could be done right before then. Although, as Murray Walker once said, anything can happen. And it usually does.
And it usually does.
Especially in this series. So,
sorry, go ahead, Chris.
Oh, well, it just looked like Hatton was about to make his move on Ishmael Basso. He's closed right up on him for 6th place, but didn't get through on the back straight this time round. And although he's behind his title rivals, they're not pulling out as many points if Hatton stays well within that top 10, as Hatton managed to pull on them in the previous race. So this is still going to be a net gain for Hatton. They're going to follow Basso around just for a few more corners, and then surely he's going to make his move going up the hill next time round. This final sector, as we say, it's all a bit follow the leader through here. Despite that camber in the final 2 corners, which looks very inviting to try and go side by side through there. Oh, meanwhile, Henny and Harrison side by side for the lead, and Henny's pulled clear by the time they even got to the apex of turn 1. Has he pulled enough of a gap already, or is Harrison going to try and slipstream back past him, back up the hill? That looked effortless for Henny as they went down towards turn 1.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty good move. However, I say Harrison is gaining down that back straight. Is he going to have enough on him to into the corner? I think he's going to make a lunge.
Yeah, Henny goes defensive. It's going to be a late one. So he's brought him back into contention, but not enough to try and make a move on that occasion. Got to just try and stick with him now until he gets the opportunity to drag back past him next time round.
Henny's particularly good through that boot section, so I think if he doesn't make a move in the next few corners, I think he's going to have a real struggle to get back past him.
Is this going to be the second race in a row where Henny can take 2 wins in one night, and again for the 3rd time only? It's getting ridiculous. Still half a race to go, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say, has anybody taken all 3 wins of an evening?
No.
That's pretty tall order, that, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You have to do it twice from 20th. No, it's all been race 1 and race 3s. So usually for Danny, it's because he's had a nightmare in race 2 that puts him up in the front for race 3.
Kyle Power in 4th. He's hanging on to Tim Ellis. He's just outside that drag range. He's 1.2 seconds behind Ellis. Any slip up from Ellis and Kyle Power looks like he could be sniffing at another podium.
Hatton's got his man for 6th place, by the way, while we were watching the lead change hands. Hatton got into 6th place and is now closing down Dronsma for 5th position. And then again, there's not much of a gap down to Kyle Power. So depending on his pace, he's lapping in the 43s, and I tell you, the only other man doing that at the moment is Danny Henny. So don't count him out for another podium today.
And Henny's not dropping Harrison all that quickly. Harrison is definitely able to keep him honest. So I don't think it's going to be that cut and dry for Henny. I say any slip-ups from him and Harrison's right back on him.
Especially out of turn 1.
Yeah, that wall looms rather close, so you just got to be so careful. You can't take your mind off of it for a second. These are only short races, but the amount of concentration you need to not drop it around this circuit in particular is pretty immense.
Well, another thing that could be changing for next season when we move to the Formula 3s is longer races. All sorts of discussions going on about next season at the moment, and hearing some very exciting things about ways to shake up what we currently do. And of course, because we're in the sim world, we're not limited by real world, things. So we've got a bit of an open book really for what we can do next season, and the ideas that are coming forward are very, very exciting.
That's it, although iRacing doesn't support green shells at this stage. No. I'm hoping they'll include that in a future update.
Hatton just a couple of tenths of a second behind Drolsma now as they emerge out of turn 1. So this could be a few more championship points in the bag for the reigning Formula Renault champion. If he just gets his man down here. Drolsma, another very quick driver in this field. Doesn't necessarily have all the results to show it, but certainly you can go wheel to wheel with him as Hatton is now and have a good fight for it. And look at that. Nothing Drolsma could do to stop Hatton coming through. Slipstream is just so powerful down there. So 1.6 seconds to Kyle. Sorry, go on, Chris.
I was going to say on the same straight we had John Cox just take Colin Ward down there for 9th position, 9th and 10th respectively. Trumpets was in that battle, but he's dropped back down to 13th behind Mark Greenow and Andy Flagg now. And speaking of Greenow, he is alongside Andy Flagg. Those two are having a great little battle here. Greenow in the McLaren livery and Flagg in the kind of pinkish, pink and white livery there. He's having to go defensive against Greenow once again.
Might give another shout out to Stefan Fredriksson, who's still running inside the top 20. Great debut for him. I hope he picks up some speed and we get to see him, fighting at the front of the field. Excited to see where his iRacing career takes him. So they just started lap 8, and Harrison was a little bit quicker than Henny that time around by 0.2 of a second, and has closed up that gap again. He's just brought himself back inside the slipstreaming window, which he's currently in and utilising as they come up the S's and down towards the back straight. I don't think he's going to draw alongside by the time they get down to turn 5, but he's definitely giving Henny something to think about.
Yeah, he's not letting up that pressure, is he? That 0.6 of a second is menacingly close there. It's just like that DRS range in Formula One. It's just it's such a slipstreaming effect around here that Henny's got to really watch his back here, because Harrison is not giving up on this win.
Nor would I expect him to. He's still on course for his best finish in the Formula Renault Challenge. I believe it was a 3rd place at Suzuka that he claimed. No, it was a 2nd place. So he'll match his best result. The win still eludes him, although he certainly has the pace for one. And we were saying in the practice session how much we're looking forward to seeing more of this young star. And just ran a little bit wide down to turn 9 there. I think that's just cost him a couple of tenths actually.
Somebody also making moves with David Hatton. He is 4 tenths behind Kyle Power now, coming up to the last couple of laps. We'll see if he can take 4th place off of our panellists.
Yeah, Power's now 2.3 seconds away from Tim Ellis, so I think the podium may well elude Hatton for the 2nd race in a row, but certainly 4th place, nothing to shrug about from his starting position, and the fact that he has taken a big chunk out of Henny's championship lead today. Yeah, Harrison has fallen back out of that window. He's now 1 second behind, so let's keep an eye on Hatton and how he fares in his battle with Kyle Power for 4th place. Hatton Hatton significantly identifiable with his lime green wheels and the big number 1 on the start of his car. Very much a statement of intent that he wasn't going to let this championship go without a fight, despite how quick Danny Henney has been and how many wins he has taken and how many records he has broken. And Hatton's been pulling some fantastic moves this season, showing some fantastic speed, and we've been seeing that in action tonight. Just got to try and find a way past Kyle now, and that would really seal up the event nicely for him. Rising up over the crest on the exit of turn 7. So many of these corner exits that are on elevation changes and the road just goes light. John Cox and Colin Ward still going toe-to-toe over 8th place. Flag and Greenhow just behind them. But Hatton still following in the wheel tracks of Kyle Power. As leaders come over the line. I think Harrison must have made some sort of mistake on that penultimate lap. 45.2, he's now dropped 2 seconds behind Henney. So that very much looks like another win secure for Danny Henney. He's now on the final lap. And so that means that Power is so close to bringing this home in 4th place, but Hatton is as close as he has been, rising up over the hill at the S's, and Hatton's made his move. Draws out alongside him, already clear of him, about halfway down the straight. Now he's got to try and keep Power back behind him, so moves defensive towards turn 5, and Power can try and reclaim this one by going around the outside, although he can't make it work, so that's 4th place for David Hatton.
This is going to be a good result for Alex Drillsma, just in 6th place in front of Gregory Leader. Those two are our leading gold drivers in the championship, currently occupying 6th and 8th place in the championship. So there's not a lot between them. That's going to be very interesting as we go along. But yeah, that was a good move there from Hatton, wasn't it, Chris? You know, just going defensive after he had to make sure that happened. Otherwise, Carl would have gone breeze straight back past him.
Yeah, not a moment too soon as well. I doubt there was going to be such a place to make that move anywhere else in the lap. And Danny Henney, I mean, what more can we say about this man? Not once, not twice, but for a 3rd time, it's going to be 2 victories in one night. Still the only man to have done it. And it's the race 3 win for Danny Henney. Luca Harrison, he matches his best result in the Formula Renault Challenge. Again, another great attempt at the win, but just wasn't enough. And Tim Ellis picks up another podium. It's going to be good championship points for him. David Hatton in 4th. Kyle Power, 5th place. And Drillsma, as you said, a great 6th place for him. Championship rival Gregory Leader in the gold standings. Right behind him, John Cox in 8th. Just managed to fend off Colin Ward there. And Andy Flagg, not much between him and Mark Greenhow at the checkered flag, but managed to get it done.